So, episode 3 of Lost in Space, and the first thing I'm going to talk about is, well, airlocks. Can we just put it out there that if you're going to design an airlock, that the override button should be in the airlock? Every sci-fi show does this. Why is the button always on the wrong side of the door? What is that about? Is there some sort of designer's flaw that they'll design everything perfectly, but when it comes to an airlock, they stick the button on the wrong side? What is that? Why? This episode was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy this episode immensely. I thought there was a lot of, there's some tropes in there that were scattered out. There's lots of stuff to get through. Dr. Smith, we got a bit more backstory behind what's going on there, and the fact that the person being Dr. Smith, let's just call her Dr. Smith for now, is a criminal, an out-and-out criminal, bad guy. Somebody did post something on one of my other videos about Dr. Smith and about the original show. Honestly, I'm going to be completely... I do remember watching the original show, but it's been a long time. And, if Dr. Smith in the original show was a villain, then fair enough. I'm trying to take this show for what it is, and, Parker Posey's evil. Evil. That was intense, wasn't it? Her own sister. But yeah, so it does remind me of Battlestar Galactica a lot in the way that it's been filmed and in its sort of story setup and so on. Dr. Smith is kind of the Gaius Baltar, except Gaius was more manipulated into the situations that he was in as opposed to just being, evil. I guess the environments don't help either, because it does have that sort of, because of where they are filming and so on, it does have that similar sort of landscape. I thought that the whole thing with the John being down in the water, I would have thought that water would have been bloody freezing though. I was expecting him to walk through the water going ha ha ha, but no, apparently the water was tepid. So and you had those creatures going along it, and the second I saw that creature, it was the water moving, it was like, they're gonna do the trash compactor scene from Star Wars, aren't they? And he gets into the water later on, and under he goes. I was like, "Oh, you cheeky little monkeys!" And of course, it like I said, in the other video, the Jupiter 2 does look like a knockoff Millennium Falcon, a little bit. There's nothing wrong with it. I still, it's not what I would have done, but there we are. And then of course we get the whole bit whereby the only way out is to dump the fuel, and they have to escape by firing the rockets and flying through these collapsing caverns of ice and so on. And it was silly sci-fi fun. It was nonsense, but it was good nonsense. And it was just, these were zingers. There were these moments whereby it was cheesy as hell, but what a lot of fun. It's kind of ups and downs. You've got these sort of trying to be really serious moments in dramatic acting, and then you've got these just moments of cheese and levity whereby they're doing something so action-packed. Like one of the moments in it which made me sort of kind of go, okay, fair enough, was when Judy was being trapped by those crates, and the spanner just finished printing, and she reaches out, grabs the spanner and undoes it. It's like, yeah, she just happened to print out the exact size of spanner for that bolt, and her arm was just long enough. Have you noticed how people in these situations, how they seem to get longer? They seem to be able to sort of Mr. Fantastic their way into grabbing something. It's like, there we go. The arms just keep going and going and going. But yeah, I mean, it was a little sort of roll your eyes moment, but it was fine. It was, of course, it was going to be the right size bolt for the right size spanner for the bolt. We're not really getting any more about what happened aboard the Resolute with what happened with the robot. And we still don't know what's going on there yet. That story isn't really advancing. The relationship, he's building some sort of relationship with Will, and that's okay, that's fine. And of course, we've got other survivors now as well. So, and this is going to come to some sort of head. We know this, alright? This isn't going to be any sort of, the writers aren't going to go, oh, by the way, we've outwritten everybody. We know Dr. Smith is going to eventually have to face up to the fact that other people know who she is and that she's alive and that she's not really Dr. Smith, and it's gonna happen. But yeah, I mean, this episode 3, so far the most fun episode that we've had. What else is there? Oh, just little things really. There's a lot of stuff peppered through this that I can honestly just pull out and go, that was cool. There was one moment whereby John was talking to Judy, and he said, "Hey Jude," and I just filled in the rest in my head. You know what happened. I'm pretty sure almost everybody did exactly the same thing. So, but yeah, episode 3, Lost in Space, great stuff. Looking forward to episode 4. Anyway, that's what I thought of episode 3.